Something extraordinary happened in the House of Commons that has sent shockwaves through Westminster and beyond. In a moment that perfectly captures the growing tensions within the Labour Party, one of their own MPs stood up during Prime Minister's questions and delivered what can only be described as a direct challenge to Keir Starmer's leadership. This wasn't just political theater or routine parliamentary debate. This was a public declaration of defiance from within Labour's own ranks, and it reveals fractures that could have serious implications for the party's future.
Mr. Speaker, and belated birthday greetings to you. Mr. Speaker, it's wrong for any Labour government. No Labour government should ever try to balance the books on the backs of disabled people. Yet in just a few weeks' time, that is what the Prime Minister will ask this House to do. Many of us will not be able to go along with that because it will mean that people who need assistance to cut up their food, to wash themselves, to dress themselves and to go to the toilet will lose the PIP they currently get. That's vital support. This week the Prime Minister changed direction on winter fuel payment. Will he do the same in relation to this and now drop these disability benefit cuts?
Mr. Speaker, it's very important we make the changes to our welfare system. It's not working. It needs reform. I think everybody agrees with that. It doesn't work for anyone. We will do so on a principled basis that those who can work should work. Those that want to work should be supported to do so, and that we must protect those with the most severe disabilities who will never be able to work. And we're doing that by ending reassessments and paying a new premium.
The MP painted a vivid picture of what these cuts would mean in human terms, describing people who need help to cut up their food, to wash themselves, to dress themselves, and to go to the toilet. These individuals, the MP argued, would lose the vital support they currently receive through PIP. If you're finding this analysis of British politics valuable, consider subscribing to stay updated on these critical parliamentary moments that shape our democracy. The MP's challenge didn't stop there. Drawing a direct parallel to another controversial policy decision, they referenced the recent U-turn on winter fuel payments. This week, the Prime Minister changed direction on winter fuel payment, the MP noted, before asking the crucial question, will he do the same in relation to this, and now drop these disability benefit cuts? This comparison to the winter fuel payment controversy was particularly cutting. The government had already faced significant backlash over plans to restrict winter fuel payments for pensioners, ultimately leading to a policy reversal. By drawing this parallel, the MP was essentially suggesting that the disability benefit cuts were similarly misguided and should meet the same fate. Starmer's response revealed the delicate position he finds himself in. Rather than dismissing the concerns or defending the policy outright, he acknowledged the complexity of the situation while attempting to justify the government's approach. "It's very important we make the changes to our welfare system," he replied. "It's not working, it needs reform. I think everybody agrees with that. It doesn't work for anyone." The Prime Minister then outlined what he described as a principle-based approach to welfare reform. "Those who can work should work," he stated. "Those that want to work should be supported to do so, and we must protect those with the most severe disabilities who will never be able to work." He concluded by highlighting measures the government is taking, including ending reassessments and paying a new premium. But Starmer's response, while attempting to strike a balance, may not have fully addressed the fundamental concern raised by his own MP. The challenge wasn't just about the technicalities of welfare reform or the need for systemic change. It was about the principle of whether a Labour government should pursue policies that could harm some of the most vulnerable members of society. This parliamentary exchange represents something far more significant than a simple policy disagreement. It highlights the ideological tensions that exist within the modern Labour Party and the challenges Starmer faces in maintaining party unity while attempting to govern pragmatically. The Labour Party has always prided itself on being the party that protects the vulnerable and fights for social justice. When one of its own MPs publicly questions whether the party is living up to these values, it creates a crisis of identity that goes beyond mere policy differences. This is about the soul of the Labour Party and what it stands for in the 21st century. The timing of this challenge is particularly significant. Coming relatively early in Labour's tenure in government, it suggests that the honeymoon period may be shorter than many expected. If Labour MPs are already willing to publicly challenge their own leadership on core issues, it raises questions about the party's internal cohesion and Starmer's ability to maintain discipline within his ranks. The fact that this challenge occurred during PMQs, one of the most high-profile parliamentary sessions of the week, amplifies its significance. This wasn't a quiet word in a committee room or a private conversation in the corridors of Westminster. This was a public declaration broadcast to the nation and recorded for posterity. For Starmer, this moment represents both a challenge and an opportunity. The challenge is obvious. How does he maintain party unity while pursuing policies that some of his own MPs find morally objectionable? The opportunity lies in how he responds to this dissent. Will he double down on his current approach, or will he demonstrate the flexibility that his MP called for? This parliamentary exchange also raises broader questions about the nature of political leadership in the modern era. In an age of social media and instant communication, internal party disagreements can quickly become public spectacles. The traditional mechanisms for managing dissent within political parties may no longer be sufficient. The MP's challenge to Starmer represents a defining moment for Labour's time in government. It encapsulates the tension between electoral pragmatism and ideological purity that has long existed within the party. How this tension is resolved will likely determine not just the fate of the disability benefit cuts, but the broader trajectory of Starmer's leadership and Labour's time in power. This moment will be remembered as either the beginning of a more serious internal challenge to Starmer's authority or as an isolated incident that was successfully managed. Only time will tell which interpretation proves correct, but one thing is certain: the Labour Party's internal dynamics are now very much in the public eye.